Okay, well, here we are with Wave 2 of the Tales from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These have been out for a couple weeks now. We just wanted to, round up and show you with the other ones as well how these are contributing to building out this mix and match wave. There are two more waves ahead of us too, and you saw a little tease from Playmates, and we'll show them again at the end of this video, what we saw on the Comic-Con panel on the next two waves of these. There are spoilers for the show, so we didn't want to show them yet. These were also kind of spoilers for the show, but we think you had enough time to check out the show if you really wanted to check out the show. So these are all characters from the show, obviously. Splinter is not a spoiler, but the Mechazoids and the Metalhead here, as well as the Bishop and Mech, are all kind of spoilers for the story and for the last couple episodes of that round of them. So these are just going to add on to the mix and matches that we already have. So you can check out the Turtles were the first mix and matches that we checked out, and they had more of their Tales from the TMNT look. And if you watch the episodes, it's going to be from that final episode in the Mechazoid sort of storyline. So let's just crack these guys open and check out the unique little features they have. All right, we're going to condense this down a little bit. We don't need to do an unboxing or anything. We're going to start with Splinter here. Now, watching the series, I got a little better sense of the mix and match and why that was chosen. Yes, it's fun to do that, but if you watch the Mechazoids, as they sort of self-heal, they're just randomly pulling parts together and replacing their arms and their legs. So it's kind of fun to have that mix and match function replicated from the series here into the figures. And obviously not all the figures did that. The Turtles didn't mix and match their limbs, but it's still kind of fun because it's the spirit of the line here. So Splinter is a little different than his Mutant Mayhem version. First, he has a cloth goods robe. The other one was plastic. He's going to have an assortment of articulation because his joints come out. And he comes with the bow and arrow and the little quiver, which he did not come with in his other version. So I think that's pretty cool, although he does not use them in the series. It's still nice to include some of these trademark weapons that came with the original version of Splinter back when he was, an original Playmates toy in the late 80s. And then he also has a new version of a cane. This one does not have a little sword that comes out of it like the other previous versions in both Mutant Mayhem and the original Playmates one. So just going to set him aside here. He's got kind of a different face to him as well. It's a little bit more animated than the Mutant Mayhem version. So kind of a completely redesigned character. Wearing his sweats underneath, but still pretty different than the version we already had. And he comes with a Leonardo head and a Raphael arm. So you have some more turtle parts here. We'll keep on the good guys and we'll do Metalhead. Completely frustrating to me is like in any video game you fight him, he is really strong, and he's got that extending arm reach move he does that really just it's awful. But in the series, Donnie converts him to a good guy, and he's really helpful. He comes with looks like a Raphael arm and then a Leonardo, I'm guessing because of the blue here, arm and a Raphael head. I'm sorry, not an arm. And it looks like he's got Mikey's nunchaku. But I think there's some of his standard weapons. He's going to have an assortment of weapons. He's going to have a sword here. He has the nunchaku. The nunchaku, he has this, I think it's supposed to be steel and not wood because of the way it looks here. He's got Raphael Sai. So he's got a whole assortment of weapons here. And then there's a little pizza as well. I'm not sure what that exactly is supposed to be. But he is... It's got one little connector here. I tried to get them all off to save us time, and I always forget one. If you watch my videos, one always seems to elude me. I thought I cut it, but here we go. Okay, so this guy is very robot-like. So I really love that look they created for what we're getting, the Mutant Mayhem version of Metalhead here. And he has this front to him. I think this opens. Yep, it opens here. You could put a pizza in there. It's like a little pizza oven. Yep. It fits perfectly in there, so you can have a pizza come out. On the back here, he's got a little screen right there. Perfect place to put your bow. So you could pop that in here and just kind of let it sit in the back. At the top here, you could put the sai and the holster right here on his hip, right here. And you could put the nunchaku with the holster at the top. And then he's got a little place for the sword as well. I believe right in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to go in. There's like a sliver, but it doesn't look like it's supposed to go in. I mean, it hangs out there. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to do, though. But it's a very shallow sliver. I'll play around with that later and see. Maybe for the sai. Maybe the sai is supposed to go in here like that. The blade just goes in. And then the whatchamacallit, the sword's supposed to go in the side holster. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. You could do something like this and like really kid him out, but we'll put the sword in his hand for now, just to give him a weapon here. But I love these hands, how they're a little flexible and then they pop back into place to hold the weapon, so they allow you to get the weapon in without struggling. So you can really kid him out. He was kind of overpowered in the series. I like that. He's got a shoe on. He's got a metal foot. So it's fun to finally have sort of a new character in the series here in this line. And that first one's going to be Metal. I was going to call him Metal Bato because we're in the middle of doing the Masters of the Universe line, and then that's the Build-A-Figure you get there. So I'll set him over here, and now we have our first Mechazoid. Well, our only Mechazoid. There were 4 in the series, and we just get 1 here in this line, and Mechazoid number 4. He comes with a sword. He comes with Mikey's arm. I can't remember which one they were chasing in the show. Comes with Donnie's head. I thought 4 was maybe Donnie, but maybe I'm wrong. He's got some little things holding his feet in here that I missed. Here we go. He's a pretty imposing figure, and I love how he has the cape on there too. That's a fun look. I think it wasn't until the final episode they had Mechazoid with the cape when he sort of rebuilt himself. But very cool look to this figure. Can hold a weapon in here as well. But I thought they did a really nice job with that one. That one's a really fun one with the cape. And it gives that really tough look. And then he has a couple other parts. Now I think that these are going to be like leg replacements or arm replacements. And they have little, this one has a ball joint on the socket as well. So when you plug it in, it gives you an extra little joint. So you could, I guess, put a second part in there and just keep the party going and make it really long. So that's kind of fun. So that is the Mechazoid, or one of the 2 Mechazoids you get. And the other one you get isn't really a Mechazoid, but it's the Bishop in Mech right here. And you can see Bishop in Mech comes with a Raphael arm. Bishop in Mech comes with a right leg. It's hard to tell whose leg this is because there's no bands or anything on it. So it's just a turtle leg. And then it also comes with a specific kind of like chest plate to switch out, or I guess it's to cover up Bishop. And then comes with a little claw as well for the Bishop in Mech, which is more of a specific part to Bishop. So with Bishop in Mech, obviously the big difference here is going to be the scale. This one is not to scale. This one is significantly smaller than it was in the show. And I think that was done specifically because Playmates wanted this to fit in with the line of the rest of the figures. If they were to do this one to scale, the issue would be then that it just wouldn't work with the other parts, and you'd have this character all by itself now, essentially not able to mix and match with anything else like the other parts did. So that'd be kind of a letdown. Although it would be cool if they had this super fly size, or super duper fly size, because that would be in scale. I think it would be pretty close, and then it could be standing above the other ones. But this is about the mix and match, not about having scale. He's got these little flaps on the back here, or she's got these little flaps on the back. And I think you could see Bishop in here, very tiny. See the head there with these nice translucent goggles controlling it. And then I think you could put this part on top if you wanted to completely box her out there. And then you add the little claw on top, and he's got that little claw for grabbing there. So it's like a mini version of the large one we saw on the screen, but this one, you could pull the parts out and put other components on it. It looks extremely weird to do it with the turtle arm or something, but that's exactly what these were designed to do. These were designed to be pull apart and mix and match with the other characters. So keeping this one in that smaller scale allows it to function with the other robots, so you can, or the other characters, not just the robots, so you can indeed then swap all these parts out. So I like this wave because, yes, it's helping us finish our line of TMNT core characters minus April. We can't seem to get April, can we? So we can't get a break with April. And it builds in new characters. So you got your Bato, you got your Mechazoid. So we have our first Mechazoid in the series. It'd be nice if we had all 4 of them, but we have this one here, and those ones would make sense to swap parts around with. And then you have a small version of Bishop and Mech from the end of the show. So if you didn't want to switch the parts out, these are still pretty cool figures, and I think they could just add to your line here and just mix and match with the Mutant Mayhem wave, or you could keep them as their own characters. That's up to you, or you could mix and match. So we have these guys, and we have the 4 turtles we showed you in that other video, and now you have just a couple more to build it out. And I think the robots are the most fun addition to this line, and they just help you round out those episodes. So that is your quick look at looking at these characters, their functionality. I mean, I'm not going to go over the articulation is the same as the other ones. So they have that extreme articulation where you can pull them apart and put them back together in all sorts of combinations. Their heads come off, their legs come off, their arms come off, and in some instances they have other parts that come off as well. And you could really build it out any way you want. And don't forget that you could swap them amongst each other with other characters. And don't forget that we have those turtles, and they have robot parts as well. So you can make these guys even more robotic than they were already by adding in the parts that came with the turtles. Plus you got these parts. So now you have a lot of combinations. I think there was another one that had mech heads on the other one there. So now you have a lot of combinations, and you could really build these guys out. And they're really easy. I mean, look how smooth that was to switch these parts around on these characters. It's not a chore like it is with some like NECA figures or other characters, some other lines that are Super 7 where those joints, they're awesome and they give you a lot of variety there, but they're very difficult to switch out and you run the risk of breaking them. I do not feel like that's going to happen here. They pop off and on really easy. It's the rubberized plastic they're using. So yes, they're not super detailed or articulated in that fashion, but they're fun. And that's the great aspect about them. They're easy to display, easy to play with, easy to take apart and reassemble, and they're not going to break. So they're definitely designed for that younger market as well as collectors. And I think you definitely enjoy them. And they're only $9 on the shelves. You're not looking at 15, 20, 25, or 36 for some characters. $9. So I think that's a nice deal for what you get here. So that's your look at Wave 2. And another wave bites the dust. We got 2 waves we checked out now, and there are 2 more. And I promised at the end of this video we would show them to you, and here they are. So as Playmates teased at SDCC, the next wave here is going to focus on the East River Gang. So you're going to see Goldie and his friends here, and Lee, and yeah, I forget what the Mustang Sally was, the seahorse, and those little weird sea anemone things will be packaged with them as well. And they're going to be pull-apart characters from what I understand, so they're going to mix and match with these guys. And then you have another wave right here, and that's going to be Genghis Frog and Wingnut in that wave. And I think there's a couple other you can see in the picture here, but I'm forgetting at the time. So those will be coming out as well, and you can mix and match those. I love how Genghis Frog has his classic Playmates colors and not the colors from the Mutant Mayhem. So we already have a Genghis Frog, so now we're getting the one with that Hawaiian blue shirt on as well. So yeah, a little bit more adding to the line, more mix and match. Who knows beyond that, but we do know we're getting more Tales from the TMNT characters, and those are going to be from the Outright Games video game that is coming out this fall. The first wave we teased in our shorts, so we'll be doing a video review on that pretty soon. We're just waiting for the last one we can't seem to find. Playmates is sending that to us, so we'll have that, and there's more waves, so we'll see if we can tease the second wave of that as well. We'll see what we're allowed to do. And yeah, we'll give you guys more look at more Turtles news. Of course we are. We have some new classic figures we're going to be showing off that are just hitting shelves now as well. So tune back for that. And we're going to mix it up. We're not just going to do Turtles all the time. We're going to have some other products as we round out August. And then we're going to start a special theme month for September, which I will announce next week. So that's all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys next time.